There's so many of us in the country, yet we're invisible on
I think
TV.
I saw a few restaurant news.
We don't have any that
Or
we can say
just
he's
order
Turkish.
or-
The lack of representation of Turkish speakers.
There's more probably here now than outside.
I make sculpture, art dolls, give private lessons and run workshops. I learned making puppets in theater. I changed the style. I am doing that with papier-mâché bust and fabric. I felt very comfortable when I came here. I never thought, I am Turkish, what can I do? I have my art and this is international language, I think. We are not just about food or kebab shops. Actually, I feel I am just human. I am from Earth, some people say that.
I'm a boxing coach and also I run a boxing gym. I've been involved in boxing nearly 29 years now. Yeah, I used to fight for Turkish national team, then I came here in the end of 2007. I got involved in boxing because of my uncle. He used to represent Turkish national team. He used to be an idol for us basically, we used to see his boxing fights. When people say Turkish people, they only think, Turkish people do restaurants, kebab shops. I've got friends, architects, we've got people doing music, art, do theater, but we don't see any of them on the TV.
I'm a yoga teacher. I was born in Istanbul and I've been here like 8 years, I think. I love my job. I love yoga. Yoga is you, actually. Yoga is your spiritual adventure. And if you do yoga like 3 days a week, you can be mindful, you can feel your body, you can feel your breath. And I want to hear more about Turkish people who teach yoga and mindfulness.
I am the first Turkish-speaking person to be acting as the mayor of Enfield or even any mayor in UK twice in a row. The mayoral duty is the first citizen of the borough after the Queen. So you represent the whole resident outside the borough, and within the borough you chair the full council meetings where all the policies and laws are made. If you look at the population, it's over 600,000-700,000 people, both from Cyprus and Turkey. We should be represented a lot more in media, politics, a lot more in all other civil services. It used to appear in EastEnders, there was like 2 characters there, and for some reason, there's no one there. It's unfair, I think.
I run traditional English breakfast cafe in Bishop Stortford. I would love to see more British Turks on any kind of media. It would be a great role model for the younger generation. I can only name 3 famous Turkish Cypriots, and this is a very low number when you think about how long we've been in the UK.
Being a barber and trying to bring Turkish traditions to Britain with the hot towel shave, air flaming, it's become not just a trip to the barbershop but an experience for them. Looking at the Turkish speaking population in the UK, despite having a very big presence, considering this, I think it is very underrepresented, and that definitely needs to change.
Yes, I come here as an asylum seeker, but it's 1997. I am working in a shop. There's something about us that we feel as if we don't deserve to be seen. They don't want to show us in higher positions who are actually making huge changes in people's lives. They want to minimize people trying to break the status quo. With the Brexit, we have seen that. And also, it's, I think, something to do with the British culture. It's difficult to get into these privileged positions.
I'm running a dry cleaning shop and I can get really nice feedbacks from the customers. Even if they moved out from this area, they're coming back to my tailoring and they're sending their friends, their families. I love to see people from Turkish background in television. We don't see any. I don't think anyone gives them an opportunity to be there and present their community.
English community, Pakistan, Bangladesh, who come in the inside the door, I'm service. 33 years I'm living in London, BBC or ITV or Channel 4, I can't see anything from Turkish people.
I'm a certified projectionist for about 55 years now. I also do film archiving. It is niche, it is nostalgic, you know, it's got heart, it's got soul. I came to this country in 1969. My father used to work in the British forces, so we was invited over. I mean, I had no choice in the matter at the time. Rio used to do the Turkish festival in Dalston when I used to work in there in the mid-70s, and there was a massive Cypriot population there. They were great days, but sadly we've lost all that. Turkish directors, producers, you don't see much on British television, obviously. It is a bit tragic, really. It is a bit tragic.
Weddings helps you reconnect with friends and family that live all across the country that you haven't seen in months, even years, and help keep that bond. We're very family orientated, so we do everything ourselves, we fix all of our own problems. When I was young, I never saw anyone that looked like me, that had a similar name, that were on TV. So you try and create a mix between the two cultures and try and fit into it and trying to make an understanding where your parents feel like you need to be more like them, but you're living in a Western world where you're trying to figure out your own path.
I am the founder of Black Stain. It's about craft production, it's quality production, and here we try to make best jeans in the world. When you work with the local people, I become part of the community, and that's very fulfilling, being under the spotlight. If you try to create that invisible wall, not wanting to understand the Britishness, then you already creating that invisible wall for yourself.
I like playing drum, but also playing guitar and Turkish saz. Yeah, making traditional music and fusion music, and sometimes big festival playing, sometimes wedding salon. Many of us here. Whenever you go in London, everywhere Turkish market, no? We are inside to everything except media. Maybe I say, oh, okay, we're not doing too much art, so much art. I just check. Almost every month, 2-3 theater happening in London. British media, they're not recognizing us.
Where there is representation, it's never your creatives, it's never your actors or your photographers. That's one of the reasons I decided to really pursue my photography and really get my work out there and visible to other Turkish-speaking people in the UK. I think I always knew that there was something a bit different to what I was seeing outside versus what I was seeing on the television. And I think that's still something that I struggle with now. Those TV channels were not geared towards representing people like me, people I saw out in the streets, people I saw in my community.
I would really like to see a Turkish.
There are a lot of Turkish modern art.
There are lots of
I have to see more art about that.
Yeah.
It is a bit tragic, really. It is a bit tragic, you know, but it's where we are. Maybe things will change soon. I hope so.